Hello everyone, welcome to my tutorial again. Today we are going to start with the if statements, okay? And this is so important that we need this condition checking in any kind of programming, okay? So the basic of, okay, let me write, basic of if statement. We already did some of the if statements, but we're just going to do it again and try to understand the logic behind it. Okay, so we are going to put like if, and then we say condition check, and then we can put the statements, okay? Statements যেমন ধরা যাক আমরা যদি বলতে চাই যে let's say we have a int a equals 5 and b equals 4, and we are going to check the condition as if a greater than b, then execute this statement. Okay, সো এই কন্ডিশনের মধ্যে আমরা দুটো জিনিস করতে পারি। এক হচ্ছে we can, number one, we can test with direct numbers to evaluate a condition, or we can do another thing, that is that we can put variables to test. Okay, so এখানে আমরা করেছি কি, এখানে আমরা ভ্যারিয়েবল পুট করেছি, এর ভ্যালু দিয়েছি 5, b এর ভ্যালু 4. This can be also evaluated as like this, if 5 greater than 4. Okay, so এটা আমাদের মনে রাখতে হবে যে this condition should always return as a true or false. Okay, আচ্ছা, আর এখানে আমরা যখন স্টেটমেন্ট এক্সিকিউট করব আমাদের মনে রাখতে হবে যে for only one statement you don't need to put any curly brace, but if you are going to execute a number of statements, then you have to put a curly brace. Control a if a greater than b, আমরা যদি এখানে প্রিন্ট করতে চাই একাধিক স্টেটমেন্ট, তাহলে let's say this is a statement 1, and then we have to put statement 2. Okay, like that. So we have to put the curly brace over here. All right, now যদি আমরা এরকম করতে চাই যে ঠিক আছে আমাদের এই কন্ডিশনটা ট্রু হলো, but if it is not true, then what we do, we put else statement. Okay, and else statementটা কখন এক্সিকিউট হবে? only when the first statement is false. Okay, so এটা যদি false হয় তাহলে এটা true হবে. Okay, so there are we have two conditions. One is true. If it is true, this statement will be executed. If it is not true, then we're saying like the next statement will be executed. Okay, এখন আমরা দেখি the else if statements. মানে এমন হতে পারে যে আমরা হয়তো একাধিক স্টেটমেন্ট টেস্ট করতে চাচ্ছি, right? Okay, so in that case we are going to do this if condition, okay, and block of code, we are saying okay, block of code, okay, to be executed when this condition is true. Okay, and then we are going to, let's make like condition 1. Okay, and then if we are saying else if, and then we are testing for condition 2. Okay, condition 2. Okay, and to be executed, block executes when condition 2 is true but condition 1 is false. Okay, and then if the none of the conditions are true, then we just do like this. Okay, and block of code when none is true, right? Okay, so আমরা এখানে দেখলাম বেসিক্যালি দুটো কন্ডিশন চেক করছি, কন্ডিশন 1 এন্ড কন্ডিশন 2, এবং কন্ডিশন 1 যদি ট্রু হয় তাহলে এটা এক্সিকিউট হবে, যদি ফলস হয় তাহলে এটা এক্সিকিউট, তারপরে সে কন্ডিশনটা চেক করবে কন্ডিশন 2, যদি এটা ট্রু হয় তাহলে এক্সিকিউট করবে, আর বোথ যদি ফলস হয় তাহলে এলস স্টেটমেন্টে এসে টেস্ট করবে। and you know like what we can extend this else if, so আমাদের এখানে else, okay, what I want to show is that we can extend it, and then we can say, let's say else if, which is condition 3, and then we can carry on. Okay, all right, so এই জিনিসটাই আমি দেখাতে যাচ্ছিলাম যে আমরা যত ইচ্ছা আমাদের কন্ডিশনটাকে এক্সটেন্ড করতে পারি, এবং আমরা একাধিক কন্ডিশন এই ইফ এলস স্টেটমেন্টের মাধ্যমে, ইফ এলস ইফ এন্ড এলস স্টেটমেন্টের মাধ্যমে এক্সিকিউট করতে পারি। So remember, when it is just only one if condition, it's going to test for only one condition. If it is if else if, then it's going to test the first condition and the second condition, and then you can continue with the else if statement as much as you want, and then the else is only there when the if or else if conditions, none of those are true. আচ্ছা, আরেকটা জিনিস মনে রাখতে হবে যে যখন এই কন্ডিশনটা ট্রু হলো, আমরা যদি এখানে একটা স্টেটমেন্ট লিখি, and this statement is what? Outside of if else block, right? This is outside of if else block. So এই if স্টেটমেন্টটা এক্সিকিউট করবে, করার পরে এটা সবসময় এক্সিকিউট হবে, রাইট? বাট যদি দেখা যায় যে যদি এই কন্ডিশনটা ট্রু হলো, এটা এক্সিকিউট করে সরাসরি it will come to number 12 লাইন এখানে চলে আসবে। ওকে, কিংবা যদি এই কন্ডিশনটা এক্সিকিউট হয় তাহলে it will not execute any other part of the if else block, it will just directly come over here. Okay, so তাহলে আমরা দেখলাম, আমরা let's see one example with coding. Okay, so let's say int time equals 22, and we are saying time equals 22. Let's delete this. So if time less than 10, system dot println, we are going to print good morning. Okay, and else if time less than 20, println, and we are going to print as good day. Good day. Okay, and else we're going to write as good evening, and else we're going to write yes, good evening. Okay, so let's save it and let's run it. Yes, Java application, and we mentioned that time is 22. So it first checks the value of time, okay, and it finds that time is 22, so this one is false, right? And then it moves on to here, it checks the condition, and it's still false, right? This is still false, so that is not executing, so it's just coming up to here and it's printing good evening. And let's say, like, if we say we are going to print as time equals 9, and what happens? It's Java application, and it's going to print as good morning. Okay, so I think, like, we should have a good understanding of the if and else statement, and it is so important, I again tell you, that we always need. There is another statement type of, we call that the ternary statement, or the shorthand, we call it the shorthand if else. And how does it work? Let's say we are going as variable equals, it checks the condition, and if the condition is true, this is going to be expr, expression for the true statement, and if it is false, then it's going to be expression for the false statement. Okay, so প্রথমে কন্ডিশনটা চেক হবে, কন্ডিশনটা যদি ট্রু হয় তাহলে এটা এক্সিকিউট হবে, আর যদি কন্ডিশন false হয় তাহলে এটা হবে। Okay, so let's see in our code, and some people really like it because it's just reduces a lot of code, কিন্তু ডিবাগ করতে গেলে এটা অনেকটা সমস্যা হয়। ওকে, সো আমরা এখন দেখব এটাই যে আমরা কিভাবে করতে পারি। and let's say time equals 20, and আমরা এখানে বললাম string result equals, okay, time less than let's say less than 18, যদি হয় তাহলে আমরা এখানে question mark, and then we're saying good day, and if it is false, then we are saying good evening. Oops, to put in good evening, put here. Okay, so and then just print the result, println, and then we are printing the result. Okay, and let's just comment this out. Okay, up to here. Okay, and it needs a semicolon at the end. All right, that's done. Okay, let's now run it. Run as Java application. Okay, so it's good evening because we defined time as 20, and here we are checking the condition. If time is less than 18, print this for the true condition. If it is false, print this. But for our case, this one is false, right? This condition false, so it printed good evening. Okay, so I think by this time we have a good understanding of the if else statement, and we also talked about the ternary statement. That's